you something. Okay. So well, before I jump into that, I'll just say, so the ITCoin, you're here about the ITCoin, right? And there's a zillion different ITCoins, but this is the ITCoin. Okay. And by that, I mean, this is a project that's got legs. It's going to go. What's it about? This is a project very similar to the SPX 6900 in that it's about belief. It's about spirituality. It's about the higher calling. What it's really about is taking our society and our civilization and transitioning us to the next stage, right? I mean, we're at a transitional point. If you're not aware of that, you probably should be opening up your eyes. Our whole civilization is shifting right now, and nobody knows which way it's going to go. This project is about trying to get us going in the right direction towards, we've got the potential right now to create a utopia, right? Or a horrible dystopia, collapse, right? It could go either way right now. So this project is about getting us going in the right direction. So it's about philosophy. It's about the meaning of life, right? That's what this is about. And something I've been working on for a long time. So, but what's the ITCoin got to do with it? It's not all about the ITCoin, right? Right. It's about ISITAS, which stands for the ISIT Awareness System. Now that's the big picture. But what the ITCoin is doing is supporting a key component of that, which is called the ISIT Game. The ISIT Game is like the kernel of this whole project, and that's what I'm going to get into and show you right now. I mean, this is, if you were to purchase ITCoin today, this is what you would be investing in, is us building the IT Game, which has got tons of potential to expand, to a scale that you can't even imagine right now. But okay, enough said on that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to give you a little presentation here so you can visually see what I'm talking about. Right? So this is a infographic that I put together to kind of get you a sense. Now here you are. You're one of these people right here in the DGens in the Pump.fun, right? You're watching me right now on live stream on Pump.fun, and so you're one of these folks. And this is the plan. We're going to get folks like you to come in and invest in the ITCoin. Now, right now, by the way, I mean, you can see it's at 4.1 market cap. I personally do not have the cash. Okay. I got lots of stuff going for me, man. Like I said, I've got this all worked out. What I don't have is the cash. Okay. I do not have cash, and that's what I'm relying on you for. So we bring in some cash. Now, 50% of that is just going to stay in the coin, right? It's liquidity. It's just going to stay there, right? At least 50%. We'll never drop below 50%. I don't think depending on how much we raise, I don't think I need even to use all 50% of it, because I'll show you what that's going to go to. But at any rate, that's the idea. So the ITCoin is going to fund this project. 50% liquidity, 50% is going to go to dev and promo. These three things are basically what we're going to pay our money on: crypto, devs, and shills. Basically, we're going to be, working on building up the ITCoin, right? You get more people aware of it, get more people buying into it. And I'm not going to go too far into this, but we'll launch future ITCoins, right, on different platforms and so on. And the people who buy this first ITCoin, who get in on this first ITCoin here, are going to get the priority status when we do launch a next ITCoin. So I see us selling out this ITCoin here on Solana and on Pump.fun. And when that's all sold out, then we're going to launch a next coin. And the people who own this coin are going to get the first dibs on the next coin, right? And I don't know how far we repeat that process, but this is the capital side of it. This is the cash side of it, that we need cash to pay for these things, right? So crypto, devs, and shills, I just mentioned that. Promotion, right? We got to promote this product out here, and that means shoveling out money to X and Facebook and Quora, and whichever ones of these work, right? So I've got 6 social platforms listed here. And what we'll do is a full spread. By the way, this is my area of expertise. I got a 30-year career working on web development and marketing automation and doing this kind of thing. So this is my area of expertise. If I could just get this platform built and get to this point, this is where I kick in, and I know how to get these people. And these are people all out there in the web. These are folks like the Game B people who are really interested in, uh, socioeconomic, post-labor economics and stuff like that, right? That's these folks. And it's the non-duality people, the spiritual people. It's the seekers and the believers, right? That's who these folks are that we're going to be reaching through these social networks and saying, hey, you guys, come in and play the ISIT game. Now, for these folks, crypto, yeah, it's probably not their thing, right? These people are all into crypto. These people, these are spiritual folks. These are seekers and so on, right? But we're pulling them into the ISIT game, and the ISIT game is learn the secret of life, learn the secret of reality. This is a game that exposes it in crystal clarity. It's like it just lifts the veil of confusion that everybody is dealing with right now, right? That's what the ISIT game is. So we pull all these people in. You guys are paying for us to recruit these folks in to play the ISIT game. Of course, you guys are invited, to play the ISIT game as well if you're interested. Metaphysics and secret of reality and all that kind of stuff. But you play the ISIT game, and you're working your way through. Now, the players of the ISIT game are going to be earning something called ISCoin. ISCoin doesn't exist yet. But it's user earned points, right? That's what that is. It's not capital, cold hard cash. It's engagement, right? So we're pulling in all these people. They're working their way through. A certain percentage of them and they're all going to be earning this ISCoin, right? Good for you. You're earning ISCoin. What's the ISCoin worth? Well, in the beginning, it's not worth anything. It's pretend. It's your engagement. But this thing that you're engaging with, the ISIT game, only has a few players, and there's nothing to, so it's early days, right? This ISCoin isn't worth much. But the idea is, and you know what? A bunch of the people are going to come in, play the ISCoin, and go, I don't get it. What is it? Okay, well, never mind. Off you go. The rest of us, a certain percentage of the people that come into the IS game are going to go through it, and the light bulbs are going to go on over their head, and they're going to go, oh, wow, this is incredible. This is the secret. This is going to change everything. And those people are going to work their way through the funnel and come out as true believers, right? The game filters the true believers to build the community. That's these folks. These are the people that are going to coordinate and work together, and we're going to build up this whole organization around the ISIT game. That's what ISITAS is. ISITAS stands for ISIT Awareness System, or ISIT Awareness Society. And I'm not going to get into this, but this is just the beginning, right? Getting the game and coalescing a bunch of people, these folks who are all on the same page. I mean, at a fundamental level, totally get this concept and can communicate coherently together, can make sense of the world together, can coordinate our efforts very efficiently because we have this shared model of reality that we're all working around. So that's who I'm looking for. These are the people I really want, right? This is the system I am getting to distill and identify and pull these people together. Some of you folks here in the degen space might end up being some of these people, I mean, they're everywhere. These people, they're out there in the world, but they're scattered all about. But they're people who are going, there's more to life. There's more to life than this. I know. But it's hard to find. All right, so there you go. This is the big picture, right? This is what you're investing in. Okay. And there's so much behind this. I can't even explain it, but I want to go into the ISIT game a little bit and give you a visual representation of that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for just a sec. Give me a minute here to try to get my bearings. It's always such a struggle. There we go. Stop sharing my screen for a sec. Check in with my God. Look at that. It's so sad. So sad. Down to 11 people. I'm sitting there talking about the most profound, intense stuff in the world. And people just, eh.
No, you had 26 and you dropped.
At what point?
When you said 50%.
Yeah. Right. So folks, I got 12 people here. I'm just going to make the little speech, and then I'm going to get on with this next thing that's really cool to show you, right? And that speech is those poor, pathetic imbeciles who were watching this. Sorry, I don't mean to be insulting. Look, but come on, let's face it. There's a lot of idiots out there in the world, right? And sorry, again, no offense. I don't mean to offend anybody that's watching this right now. But your friends out there in the degen space, they're confused and they're deluded and they're all going to lose, man. 98% of those guys are going to lose, man, because they're chasing these little, I'm trying to figure out. They think that they're going to outsmart everybody else and be able to work this system so that they can buy it while it's going up and sell it while it's going down in the right way so that they just can manipulate the system. And it's a totally autistic approach. It's a short-term mechanistic approach that they're going to lose on because they're humans, their brains, they can't compete with all the agents out there and all the people that are that much smarter than them and have big money and things that they can move things around. They're all going to lose. Unless, like you folks, okay, you're watching and you're going, who's this guy? What's he talking about? And what's up with this coin he's talking about? That looks a little bit different. Sadly, the vast majority of people can't tell the difference between a guy like me I'm articulate, I'm intelligent, I've thought about this a lot, man. I got a plan, I'm trying to work the plan. And they can't tell the difference between a guy like me and some guys out there like, hey, chill, bros, let's fly to the moon, bros, to the moon, bro. They can't tell the difference between me and those guys. But let me tell you something so you can understand that those guys that are just like clones, I mean, they're NPCs, right? They're clones, man. They're all doing the same thing. They're going to lose too. And if you're trying to find the cloniest clone of them all, you're going to lose too. What you need to be looking for is something that's real. So if somebody like me, that's an actual human being, not an NPC, a free agent like me who's got original thoughts and can abstract and do something, original and useful instead of just being a clone trying to rake in some more cash. Okay. Now, so it's one thing to find somebody who's unique and original and doing something of significance that has potential real value. Step one. Step two is finding that person who actually has the ability to make it happen. Look at me and go, seems like a real person, but I just don't think he's got the ability to make it happen. Look, the market cap's at 4.1, and that's all I need to know. Okay, well, yeah, fine, off you go. Then, if
Bitcoin?
Oh, good, I just sold some. Crypto Rich, I've convinced him, man. My speech convinced him to increase his holdings. What about you guys out there? Some fine day I'm going to get somebody to actually, ask me a question or something. That'll be cool in live chat. At any rate, okay. I wanted to show you guys the actual game such as it is right now. So I'm popping over to share again. And I'm going to get over to here. All right, so here I am at the ISITAS.org site, and I'm at the ISIT Game, looking at level 1. Level 1. This is the very beginning of the game. Now, look, by game, what I mean is it's applying game theory, right? You're scoring points. It's a cooperative game, though. We're all working together to build a consensus model of reality that we can actually use in an effective way. And I'm just going to tell you, I've been trying to get this game built for the last 3 or 4 years. Okay. And I'm an amateur hack developer. I mean, I had a career doing, application development on the lab stack, 10, 15 years ago. Right. So my skills are, not up to date, right? I can't build this thing myself. I've been trying. I've been trying so hard. And I've tried like 4 different iterations. I tried building it myself on the lab stack, and I just crashed on the shores. I couldn't. I don't have the skills, okay, myself. And I've used WordPress polls, WP polls at the back end. I've used Quiz and Survey Master as a back end. I've used Google Forms as a back end, and just they're all so inadequate. I need developers, and I need to be able to pay developers, people that they're not going to do it for free. And the type of people with the skills I need don't speculate, right? I just need to pay them in cash, right? That's what I'm about right now. The ITCoin is raising cash to build the game the way it should be built. Now I'm going to demonstrate it to you on the way I had it built on Quiz and Survey Master. I'm going to show you how that's inadequate. I'm going to show you my last attempt to build this with the help of ChatGPT 5, and I can show you what it should look like. And I can show you just how close I am to being able to build this thing. I just got to hire the developers. Okay. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to just show you, this is how it works, or this is how this version of it works. So I'm using Quiz and Survey Master. That's a WordPress plugin. And the way this works is, this is the game. We've got these 2 symbols here, it and is. What's that? Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Thought I was. So that's just the thing with this whole, could have swore I was. That's why I need. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Got 15 people visiting. And no, that's not what I want to show you. Back here, back to the game. Boom, here we are. All right, so here's the idea. We've got these 2 abstract concepts, these 2 abstract symbols, it and is, which are meant to represent the prime duality. What's the prime duality? Well, we have a concept of a prime duality. We live in a dualistic world. We can't help but notice that. And so going back to ancient times, we've been trying to sort of describe this prime duality, and we've done it with symbolism like God and the devil, or yin and yang, or male and female, or, like Plato coming up with his ideal and real, right? I mean, this goes all the way back to trying to figure out the prime duality. And that's what we're doing. We're taking a new modern approach, because no one's come up with anything on that for hundreds of years, right? There's Hegel, the philosopher, there's Descartes, right? A few people. But look, today, this day and age, quick little digression. This day and age, we basically see the prime duality in terms of like politics. Things boil down to left and right. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's a distortion, or male and female, or feminine and masculine, right? These are the forms of, this is how we order logically things in the world these days, and they're all distorted. And that's why we're all so confused. What this project is doing is abstracting that to a neutral, saying, yeah, look, no, there is a prime duality. Let's define it together, right? Let's not listen to someone from 2,000 years, 2,500, 3,000 years ago. Let's work. Let's figure it out together, based on our own modern, sensibilities. Okay, that's what this game is about. So how do we do it? Well, we establish these two parameters, and then we just start applying, start mapping abstract concepts to this model. All right. So here's how we do it. We got these two words, verb and noun, and I'm supposed to match these to these. And the way I do that is by dragging this. I can just go verb. Whoops. What am I doing? There. Verb. Now, verb matches is, right? Because is a verb. It is a pronoun, which is a lot closer to a noun than it is to a verb, right? You see, it's pretty obvious, basic, grade school, first grade level stuff here. So it shouldn't be too hard. Okay. And then we go on to the next one. Action thing. It is. Well, is verb is an action word. So I'm going to map, since is a verb and that's action, right? Thing, it, right? It's too obvious. I don't want to belabor the point, right? That's the whole idea. I'm trying to make this so it's like, yeah, no, it's obvious. It's a correct and incorrect answers, right? So be is just another form of the verb is, that thing, right? It, right? It's too obvious. I'm going to just keep going, right? Stuff, that's just a bunch of things, right? Do, that's another verb. So it's pretty obvious. On I go, right? It's too easy. Active, well, we already said is, verb, active, and it is just a thing. It's passive until it's active, right? So these match, right? Again, just correct and incorrect. Dynamic, static, right? So dynamic is going to go with the action, the verbs, static, right? Energy. All right, now this is a really interesting here. So to me, I say energy, that's action, that's dynamic, right? That's matter, that's static, that's fixed, right? So to me, it's really obvious, right? That it's going to go with matter and is going to go with energy. And I think most people, I don't know how many people will go, yeah, that's exactly right. But think about it. Energy technically is a noun, right? We've been going on this whole verb noun thing, right? But energy is a noun, right? But now we're into another level. And what we realize is that we're defining these symbols not as words, but as symbols to represent something that is, it's at a more abstract level. Whatever it is that energy has in common with action, dynamic, and whatever, that's why it's mapped to is. Okay. And my belief is, I'm sitting here explaining it, right? I think everyone knows that intuitively, and everybody's going to get that, right? So anyway, we just said matter, right? Material, right? That's going to go with it, and ethereal is going to go with is, and then go is stop it, right? Next, and then it is. So as you can see, I just drag it, right? Is on, it off. Bam, submit. And guess what? We just made it through the first level. 10 simple questions. I mean, it took me a few minutes, but I mean, a person just doing it. And then it tells us if we got it right, if we got it wrong. It gives some explanations about that. Of course, I got them all right. I can retake the quiz, or I can go on to the next one. And so that's how it works right now, and that's using WP. Now, I don't like this clunky format, and furthermore, there's just limitations with this plugin that make it difficult for me to make it do what I want it to do. I want to have a leaderboard, right? There's supposed to be a leaderboard showing, hey, here's where you're at in the whole scheme of things. So now I'm going to show you real quickly the way I want this UI I was just showing you to work. And this summer, I when ChatGPT 5 came out and they said, hey, this is great for coding, man. I got on there with ChatGPT and I was working with it to do this coding, and I spent 2 weeks, and before coming to the conclusion, God, it's not quite there. I need to work with a real programmer who can help me do this stuff. Now, if I had a real programmer, I could get this game built within a couple of weeks. I've got the specs. It's all in my head, man. I've got the material. I just don't have the programming skills. All right. Anyway, but this is how it's supposed to work. And this is a video that I took. I'm going to turn the volume down. But this video,
big, giant leap. Now I got.
See if I can.
Got 100 polls. Boom, 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 boom. Lined up.
I'm gonna turn the video audio down on this one. So this is how it works. You see, I just, it gives me two pairs, and what I do is I just have to grab this and map it, right? So contract maps with it, and when I drop it, I'm just videotaping. What the hell am I doing? I'm trying to drop it. There. See, it connects. It makes the connection with the lines, and then I hit submit. But contract would map to it and expand to is. Is this thing playing at all? Geez, I thought the... Okay, here, I'm going to do another one here. This is on the video. And that's me down here. Ah, damn it. Again, I'm exposing my name.
I can only see this screen. ISITAS. I don't see your video.
Am I sharing the wrong screen?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Yep, I get what I'm doing wrong here. Did I lose everybody?
Nope.
Let's see. I'm going to share entire screen. There we go. There it is. Folks seeing this? Can you see this? Okay, so here we are. This is the model of the game that I built this summer with the help of ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT just borked it, man, and just lost all my code, just nuked all my code, and it was all completely broken. And I just went, no, this is not the way. I gotta find a real live programmer. Okay, but let me try to get to the place where I'm showing. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so here's how it's working, right? So I just grab this, it connects it. There it is. See, this is me just going through it quick, bam, and then hit confirm. New. What do? I grab new, drag it down to is. They're connected. Hit confirm. That's how the game. So it's so simple, right? You see how easy this was? This was me telling ChatGPT how it should work, and it did it, and it made it work. And then it just borked it all. So I've got a bunch of this code written, but it's all messed up. But bottom line is, look, AI coding's not quite there. If you are an excellent coder and you know what all this stuff means, AI can be a great tool. It's just, hey, write this stuff, and then you scan it, and it's like, oh, I see it choked here, choked there. You can work together with ChatGPT. But if you're an amateur coder and you can't really, easily understand what all the code means, and you're just depending on ChatGPT to be able to maintain state and get things right, and and build on itself, it just isn't there yet. So look, as soon as I can raise a few $1,000, I'll get a coder on this thing, and I'll have the ISIT game built in just a really cool, easy way. And we'll be off to the races. And when people can start playing the game, here's what's going to happen. A certain percentage of people are going to get it. And I don't know what that percentage is. I cannot wait to find out what the percentage is, because what we're talking about here, this is the secret of the universe. And some people are going to be able to grasp it, and some people are not. And I just can't wait to find out what that percentage is. Anyway, got to build the game. All right, that's what this whole presentation was about. I'm continuing to work on this. Who knows? Maybe today I'll connect with somebody and someone will buy this coin. But if today's not the day, Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Just so you know, I'm going back to my, get rid of the screen share. Trying to find it. Come on, man. How do I stop